And yes, hello, welcome to vlog number week possibly 45, which is nuts. I think it must be 45 because I'm going home in 7 weeks and that will make 52 on the nose. So yeah, that's cool. I am here in Santiago. Welcome to Santiago, sitting in the gorgeous, beautiful, baking hot sun on the balcony of my hostel, which is literally overlooking the central square of Santiago, Plaza de Armas. So you should be able to see that. Hopefully this saves me having to cut in some kind of other video. There's something going on down there in the square. It's a public holiday in Chile today, but really beautiful day for it. So what am I going to talk about in this vlog? I'm going to talk about Santiago, really cool city, and Valparaiso, even cooler city. So, end of the last vlog, I was flying down from San Pedro de Atacama, which is a small village, sort of touristy village in the northern Chilean Atacama Desert. Spoke about that at the end of the last vlog. There's really amazing stargazing there because it's just, the skies are so clear. I flew down with the three lads that I'd met, Ralph, and Michael, and oh my god, I'm having a brain freeze. I've been hanging out with them for Robin is what I was going to say. Robin and Michael are two German guys, and Ralph, Belgian guy. Down to Santiago. I flew over the desert the first couple of flights. I tried to take a couple of little videos on the flight, but it's just an amazing, beautiful views out of the window. That was really cool. Arrived in Santiago, big culture shock. This is like a really cool, lovely, big city, much more affluent than really any of the other cities I've been to, and just really big. Cool things to talk about here. We did the free walking tour, as I often do in a lot of these cities. Walked around, saw a lot of cool old buildings, learned about the city. The best thing we did though after that was walk up. There's a big hill which overlooks all of Santiago. Now, the day before we did the walk, it had actually rained in the evening. It was only the 8th time it had rained in Santiago this year. They're in the middle of a drought, and what that did, it really cleared up all of the sort of the haze and the smog which is normally here in Santiago. This is a video I took from the top of the hill looking down over the city, and you can see the amazing snow-capped mountains that kind of surround it as the Andes. It just looks really cool. Check this out. So that was really class. Only hung out in Santiago for a couple of days because the plan was to head on over to the next city of Valparaiso, which is only like an hour and a half away from Santiago. I might just stop here when some people are coming through. And I'm back. Yeah, went to the city of Valparaiso. Valparaiso is probably like the coolest city I've been to on the whole trip. Either that or like San Cristobal in Mexico. It's basically this whole city town which is just full. The whole thing's basically made of hipsters and graffiti and coffee shop and live music and weed. It's really, really amazing. Like, there's just this unbelievable street art everywhere you go. Again, we took the free walking tour around the city, which was really, really special. I've got a couple of videos of some of the street art there just to give a little taste for like what the city's like.
Okay. Now I need some information about you guys. I didn't ask this before because it was too noisy there. So I need to know. We could see when we were at the bottom of the hill when we started. Okay, it's a hotel and also a restaurant that is called Brighton. Okay, it's a very good one, and they also serve ounces. If you want to try, they have very good ounces too. Okay, this hill. Here, I'm going to tell you some of the meanings of this mural. Okay, this mural was made as
It was brilliant. So at that point I was just with Robin, had to go home. I was just with Michael and Ralph. Had a really cool time walking around the city. We then got absolutely hammered on a specialty local cocktail called an Earthquake, which is kind of like a strange cocktail which is made of like white wine, strong spirits and pineapple ice cream with some like grenadine all mixed in together. Drank too much of those. This was the product of that, watching some live music. That was a really fun night. Hung around in Valparaiso for a couple of days. Did another walk up to a bit of a viewpoint there. The cool thing about Valparaiso is, as well as all of the sort of cool hipster amazing street art literally everywhere you look, it's right on the coast, so I saw the sea, which was pretty nice. And it's still a working port. It used to be the biggest port in South America, like over 100 years ago, pre-Panama Canal, but even now it's still kind of busy port. So you've got these really cool, like right in the heart of the city, these really cool cranes and all of the sort of industrial shipping containers that all as part of this kind of like bohemian backdrop. So that was really cool as well. So yeah, overall, absolutely class city. Stayed there for like 4 nights and then came back to Santiago, where I am now. I am going to Argentina tomorrow, so it seemed like a good time to drop in another vlog. Taking the bus to Mendoza, which is like in the heart of Argentina's like wine region. It's not that far from Santiago. It's like a 8-hour bus or something, including the border journey. So really looking forward to that. But yeah, I feel like there was one other thing that I was gonna mention. So if there's a video gets dropped in here displaying something great, although I can't remember what it was, but if not, yeah, brilliant week, back in sort of cities, new country tomorrow. As always, thanks for watching. 6 more of these to go, I think, after this probably, and I'll be back in the UK, which is kind of nuts that I've flown by a year. But yeah, as always, loads of love, and I'll speak to you soon. I remembered what it was. Went to the football. Went to the Copa Libertadores, which is the South American version of the Champions League. So I went to watch Colo-Colo, who are one of the main teams of Santiago and were the Chilean champions from last year, play against Corinthians, who are the Brazilian champions, in the knockout stage. It was really exciting. The stadium was absolutely ramo. It's like 50,000 people, I think. And we couldn't get tickets, but we got tickets with the Brazilian fans, which was definitely an experience. The place was bouncing. Game was absolutely one of the worst football matches I've ever seen. Terrible quality, no chances. But it's cool to be in the stadium. Although at the end we did get locked basically in a cage with the Brazilian fans for like the best part of an hour, like 50 minutes, I guess, while they waited for everybody to go away. But yes, anyway, it was class, and I needed to make sure I got that in there, because that was definitely an experience, and pretty rowdy, and could have gone pretty nasty, I think, which is no wonder they locked us all up. Anyway, yeah, that was cool, and that bit's going to drop in. Cheers.